Welcome to another edition of Colonel's Corner. Today we bring in Wilkes University women's tennis head coach Todd Kane to preview the 2024 spring season for the ladies. Todd, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, glad to be here.
Todd, I want to just start off by talking about that transition from the MAC Freedom to the Landmark Conference and what you can expect from the women's side in the new conference this year.
Yeah, I think we've played a few of the teams in the past couple of years. I think there's just more depth. I think it's those teams are, for the most part, they're going to be better top to bottom from the conference and from team to team. So we're going to have to compete every match. There aren't going to be any freebies, so to speak. Everything's going to be just a little bit tougher, which I think our girls are excited to get going.
And let's just talk about some of those returners, a very experienced top of the lineup with some seniors, juniors in there, and Zoe Klein and Cassidy Greenman, Tia Amaris, really lots of tennis experience under your direction and within this program, lots of wins under the belt. So what are you expecting from that leadership on and off the court from them this year?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think Zoe and Cassidy are phenomenal captains. I mean, they keep the team together. They're the ones that are, kind of relaying messages and getting the girls on the court, off the court. I mean, and I think Tia is following right in their footsteps. So I think, having those three girls up top are great. I mean, I can interchange them. I can do whatever. I mean, they're all, they're all interchangeable, like I said. But for the most part, I mean, I think Tia is going to have, I'm hoping, she's going to have a big year. She looked great in this week in practice. Cassie and Zoe, I always expect them to play well. I mean, I think, they're, ever since I got here, they've been the rocks of the team, and they just go out there and compete to the best of their ability. And you can tell that those three girls really care about the program, which is really cool to see.
You had a couple newcomers to the team this year. What do you expect them to add to the depth of the program and chance at winning? You need the bottom of the lineup to perform as well to win these matches.
And that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm hoping that the newcomers give us a boost at the bottom of our lineup. I think that's where we were a little weak last year. And, I'm hopeful that in the next, this year and the next year, that's where we make big improvements, is down low. And I think they're going to help us. I mean, in the fall, in the match that we had, they did great. And I think, actually we had two matches. And, Hartwick was tough because that level of competition was probably even above what we're going to see in Landmark. I mean, Hartwick was very good. And I think they competed very well. And so, yeah, I'm expecting them to definitely bolster the back end of the lineup, which is really going to help us.
We transition to talk about the schedule, Todd. This year you start with, in the spring, some matches inside TK Academy against non-conference competition. Then you get into Landmark play towards the end of March, which you already, as you mentioned, beat Susquehanna 9-0 in the women to start off Landmark Conference play. 1-0 record on that side of the ball for the women. What are you expecting from the non-conference set you up for that Landmark play?
Yeah, so I think what I was trying to do was add, a Division II team that was very good, and we did that in Bloomsburg, and then the D1 program Lafayette that we play every year. I think it's just a great barometer. It gives our girls matches where they're going to go out there as underdogs, which will be in certain matches in our conference. But I think when you get into tough matches and you play enough tough matches, then when the matches are still tough but a little bit easier, you tend to do a little bit better. And I think it's important to see the highest level. I think it's always important to see your highest level early in the year, see where you're at, gauge it, and then as the level comes down, hopefully your level goes up. Because I do think it's going to be a very competitive Landmark this year, and we want to be, I think we're right in the middle of it. So it'll be very interesting where we end up. So I was trying to schedule a little bit tougher in the beginning to get our girls a little better competition before we enter the conference.
Wilkes University women's tennis team starts with one of those tough tests against Bloomsburg University on Saturday at TK Academy. Todd, thanks for joining us. Good luck to you and the team this spring season.
Absolutely. Thank you.